What's up, everybody? It's your boy JKG. We are back with another Godforge video. This one, I'm going to try to keep it a little bit quick. I want to do a little spotlight series on some of the heroes that I have on the account. Now, this is not going to be like an in-depth guide because we are only in Alpha Wave 1. The full release of the game is still far away, so everything is subject to change, and I don't necessarily want to do an in-depth guide on, how to gear this champion and all that kind of stuff, right? In case something changes and then it just blows up. So I'm just going to do a quick little series of doing a little spotlight of some of the heroes that I have. Today, we're going to start out with Leonidas, not Anubis. We're going to start out with Leonidas. So as you can kind of see here, Leonidas is the shield of Olympus. You can see I have him 3-star ascended, or I'm sorry, 3-star ascended, and I do have him at a 4-star at the current moment. He is a strength hero, so he is able to strong hit when he has the positive, which is going to be against wisdom heroes. He is neutral affinity to I believe that is eternal heroes, the purple. So it's strength, wisdom. What is I forget off the top of my head. What is cunning? Cunning is green, and eternal is purple. So that is kind of the tree of affinity there. He is a brawler, so brawlers battle frenzy. Brawlers battle frenzy fuel their strength and resilience in battle, caring little for their team's survival, but their resilience allows them to fight longer, often trading their health for gains of power. We will actually see this in his kit, so we can see that, and then he is part of the order, so he's aligned himself to the order. So that is, one way to kind of see his basic overview. And then if we come in here to his abilities, he does have a leader bonus, or an aura, if you will, for lack of a better term. But leader bonus, he's going to give your team a 20% HP in all battles, if you put him in the lead slot. Now let's start with his base skill, Spear Thrust. At the moment, these skills are as follows. Now, these can always change at some point, right? Anything can change. Some of these multipliers can change by 1% or 2%, or drastically if something is broken, right? So we're going to start out. He's going to attack an enemy based off of 12% of his HP plus 90% of his attack. Has 40% chance to place a defense down 2 and an attack down 2 for 1 turn. If the hero Spartan is on the same team, this will also heal Leonidas as well as Spartan by 30% of the damage dealt. And if we can kind of come in here, defense down 2 is going to decrease the defense by 40%. Attack down 2, going to decrease the attack by 40% of the targeted defender, or of the targeted opposition. His core skill is called No Mercy. It's on a 3-turn cooldown, if you see that right there. He does cycle this pretty quickly, to be completely honest, in battle if you have him speedy enough. But it's going to attack one enemy. It's going to do that based off of 15% of his HP and 120% of his attack, with a 50% chance to place a stun for 2 turns. If the second hit is going to instantly defeat the target if their HP is below 10%. Now, if we look at the stun is going to make the opponent skip their next turn. The stun is a stun. It's going to make them basically just sit there, and they're just going to look stupid for a minute, and then they're going to take their turn's going to go, and you lock them out. Now, here we have his ultimate, Battle Fervor. We hit the details on that. That it is going to place a sharpened 2 on himself for 2 turns. Then he's going to attack all enemies based off of 15% of his HP, 100% of his attack. And if Leonidas has a barrier, it's going to consume 100% of the barrier to deal additional damage, up to 20% of that barrier. So just round numbers, if it's 100, if the barrier is 100, he's going to do 20 extra damage, right? He's going to gain 40 divinity when an ally receives damage from attacks. So he's going to cycle through. That's going to bring his ultimate back up much more quickly. And if we look here, Sharpen 2 is going to raise his crit damage strat and strong hit chance by, excuse me, not the chance, crit damage stat and strong hit damage by 10%. So that is really, really nice. He also has a passive. And this is one of the things that we can imprint when we get into that. We'll do a whole different video on imprinting, standalone video on that. But he has a 30% chance to convert 100% of incoming damages from attacks into a barrier. Then that barrier cannot exceed 10% of this hero's health. So you can kind of see he has little ways of tanking himself up and then also doing damage based off of that. As far as gear goes on him, he is a damage dealer. I try to put damage stats on him. My stats definitely don't use this as a build guide. This is not a build guide by any stretch of the imagination. Where I think he's going to be good based on that, he's going to be good in wave clearing, in boss fights where he's going to take some damage, put some of that damage back into some of the bosses, maybe some PvP situations where you need like a little bit of a sniper where you're only going to hit like one target. He's a single target guy for the most part, but he's very, very good. You can see I was able to get him awakened once. I did get a copy of him early on, so technically I had 2 epics and 1 legendary all day yesterday, but I did awaken Leonidas to 1 on the awakening screen. And just to show him off in action, I'm not gonna waste your time with a long drawn out battle. Let's just come in here to like let's do level 10, right? Let's do level 10. Maybe we can get a legendary hero out of it, right? So that's a good way to tell that. That's a whole different video right there. Hit that reward preview. You can see you have a chance, not a big chance, but you have a chance, right? So we're just gonna basically come in here. I'm gonna bring him, I'm gonna put him in the lead spot. We're gonna bring in some food champions that we're gonna feed off as food going forward. So you kind of see there, that was his. We'll cycle him around. We'll let everybody take their turns. Heimdall, this is he is not food, but we are leveling him up because he is necessary and going to be vital. That is the A2 skill for Leonidas there. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Because I messed up and had it on auto, let's just replay. We have plenty of energy right now. So we're going to use his A1. We're just going to start off with his A1. You can see his passive is unlocked up here. We have that Spartan Resolve. That's just always ready to go. Boom, 4,500 damage on the A1. Let Heimdall do his thing. He's going to go ahead and AoE everybody. We'll take it back off of auto. We're going to come in here with the A2 and we'll hit you. 4,500. We get a second hit in there. Bob's your uncle. There we go. Let's go ahead and see if we can't get his ultimate. His ultimate's coming up here pretty soon. Hopefully we can take some damage and get that ultimate. There we go. His ultimate is charged up. So when they start glowing like this, actually let me move myself on to the other side of the screen here. We'll move myself into the other side of the screen so you can kind of see a little better. But Heimdall and Leonidas are both glowing here. This is how you can tell that they are having their ultimate ready to go. We'll go ahead and hit his ultimate and we will hit the boss. Boom! Visual bug. The camera angle is a little wonky on bosses for Leonidas, but that is by far my favorite animation in the game so far. His ultimate. Leonidas throwing that spear. I love how it just like slows time down. It's almost like bullet time in John Woo movies. That is kind of the vibe there that you get. You can see we got a hero soul and we got some hero XP, which is worth its weight in gold. That's a whole different video. We covered that on that's going to be coming out at a different time, either before this one drops or after this one drops. But But yeah, that's going to do it for this one, guys. What's your thoughts on Leonidas? Do you have Leonidas? How do you gear your Leonidas? Did you go crazy attack stats and have him just try to be a nuker? Or have you tried to build him a little tanky so he can kind of tank some of that damage and use that barrier? Did you put a ton of accuracy on him to get that attack down and the defense down? Definitely let me know in the comments below. Also, if there's another hero that you want to see one of these kind of quick little spotlights on, by all means, drop it down in the comments below. Hit the like button, subscribe while you're at it. It's free. Doesn't cost you nothing. You're going to get a whole lot of Godforge content here in the coming weeks and months. I'm JKG Brandon. Y'all have been amazing. Peace out.